Have you ever wondered why losing can sometimes feel like the end of the world? It's a question that has probably crossed your mind once or twice. It's a common reaction, isn't it? That rush of vindictiveness, a surge of anger, or a cloud of negativity that descends upon us when we lose. It's almost as if these emotions are our natural defense mechanisms, our shields against the harsh reality of defeat. But why is that? Why do we let these emotions take the driver's seat? Is it because we're conditioned to equate losing with failure? Or is it because we've been taught that coming second is just the first loser? It's a curious thing, this phenomenon of reacting to loss. It's almost as if we've forgotten that it's okay to not always come first. But what if there was a different way to approach loss? A way that could lead to growth and maturity? Picture a person who can smile despite not coming first in a race, a competition, or any aspect of life. This isn't a smile of defeat, but one of genuine happiness, a joy that comes not from personal accomplishment, but from the success of others. This individual isn't overshadowed by resentment or envy. Instead, they radiate positivity, graciously applauding the victor. This is the image of a graceful loser. What sets this person apart isn't their ability to lose, but their capacity to cope with the varied emotions that follow a perceived defeat. They avoid bitterness, sidestep malice, jump over rage, and veer away from negativity. Their experience with loss is not a downward spiral, but an upward climb that speaks loud about their resilience and emotional strength. Graceful losing isn't about suppressing disappointment or intention, but about acknowledging these feelings and then choosing to rise above them. It's about realizing that success isn't a zero-sum game, and that one's victory doesn't lessen the value of another's efforts. It's about accepting that it's okay not to always be number one. It's about recognizing that true victory lies not in the destination, but in the journey. Not in the trophy, but in the lessons learned and the character developed. In a world where it's often tied to winning, the graceful loser stands as a beacon of humility and kindness. They teach us it's okay to fall, as long as we get back up and keep moving forward. They remind us that it's not about how many times we falter, but about the resilience we show when we rise again. The graceful loser is mindful and thoughtful of others, understanding that shared success is even more rewarding. They understand that celebrating others doesn't dim our own light, but creates a brighter world. So, isn't this a reflection of maturity and emotional intelligence? Absolutely. Because being a graceful loser isn't a sign of weakness, but a powerful portrayal of strength. Humility, an underrated virtue, is the cornerstone of losing with grace. In the grand tapestry of life, humility is a thread that weaves the most intricate and beautiful patterns. It is the act of recognizing our own limitations and acknowledging the strengths of others. It is the ability to step aside, allowing others to shine without feeling diminished or threatened. And in the context of losing, humility is the balm that soothes the sting of defeat. But why is humility so important? How does it contribute to a graceful loss? To answer these questions, let's dive a bit deeper into this underappreciated virtue. Humility allows us to see beyond our immediate feelings of disappointment or frustration. It helps us to understand that our worth is not defined by a single loss or victory, but by the quality of our character and the depth of our compassion. When we approach loss with humility, we open ourselves to learning. We become receptive to the lessons that defeat can teach us, lessons that can propel us towards growth and improvement. Humility doesn't just help us to lose better, it helps us to become better. Furthermore, humility fosters empathy. It encourages us to be mindful and considerate of others' feelings and perspectives. When we are humble, we can truly rejoice in others' successes, even when they coincide with our failures. We can congratulate and applaud others without any trace of resentment or bitterness. This, in turn, nurtures an environment of mutual respect and appreciation, strengthening our relationships and fostering a sense of community. But perhaps the most significant blessing of humility is the inner peace it brings. When we are humble, we are content with ourselves and our efforts, regardless of the outcome. We are free from the burden some need to always be the best, to always come out on top. We can simply be without the constant pressure to prove ourselves. When you embrace humility, you're not just becoming a better loser, you're becoming a better person. To lose, with grace, we must unlearn certain behaviors. Unlearning is a journey, a process of stepping away from the familiar and embracing the unfamiliar. It's about letting go of the instinctive reactions of anger, spite, or vindictiveness when faced with loss, and replacing them with acceptance, humility, and even happiness for others' success. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted. It requires strength, courage, and a deep sense of self-awareness. It's about stripping away layers of conditioned responses and rebuilding with behaviors that reflect kindness, empathy, and maturity. It's about recognizing that it's okay not to always come in first, that there's beauty in the struggle and dignity in the effort. It's about learning to appreciate the journey, even if the destination isn't what you initially envisioned. Unlearning these behaviors is challenging, yes, but it's also liberating. It opens up a world of growth and self-improvement. Remember, unlearning is not a sign of failure, but a testament to your willingness to grow. Losing doesn't have to be a negative experience. It's a truth we ought to embrace. The grace in losing is a testament to our maturity, our emotional intelligence, and the personal growth we've achieved. It's not about the vindictiveness, the spite, the anger, or the negativity we might feel when we lose. It's about the strength to smile, to congratulate, and to genuinely feel happy for those who succeed or win. Humility is a blessing, a trait that can bring profound benefits to our lives. It's about being mindful and considerate of others, and it's about accepting that we won't always come first. And that's perfectly okay. As we unlearn old behaviors and grow, we are transformed into better versions of ourselves. So, let's approach loss with a new perspective. Let's embrace the journey of unlearning. And remember, it's not about winning or losing. It's about the attitude you have in the end, whatever the outcome is.